Hello everyone and welcome to Prague. I hope you can hear me loud and clear, and I hope the picture is crystal clear. Maybe you can even hear the bells, and the bells are telling us that it's 3 o'clock. But this is not going to be a stationary broadcast, it's going to be a very walkable broadcast. Because I'm gonna tour you in the surroundings of the Prague Castle and maybe show you places that you have not seen before. But since we are here at the lovely view, I will once again point the camera not at me, but at the view. If you clicked on the thumbnail and you notice that there's a Old Town Square and the National Museum, well, I'm not near those places now, but you can see them. You can see the National Theater over there, and you can see the Old Town Square towers of the Teen Church sort of over there. And I am nearby the castle complex, which is the largest castle complex in the world. In Czech, it's called Pražský hrad. And unfortunately, due to COVID and due to the fact that people running the castle now are not willing to let people in, it's more of that than the COVID situation, the area of the castle is now closed. Under normal circumstances, there would be guards standing in those two booths, and they change, I believe, on every hour. I'm not sure of that. And the Titans are guarding the gate, the entrance there, and you can see a soldier walking back and forth. Nowadays, this entrance is not used, and people have to line up and go through the side entrance. Somebody's saying that there's a frozen image and no sound. Can somebody confirm that you can hear me? That would be awesome. Just so we're clear on this. I turn on the live chat for a minute so I can see if you can hear me. Yeah, we can hear you. That's good. Thank you very much. I will once again go only to the top chat. Speaking of our president, who closed the castle, and unfortunately we cannot go in, here's the statue of the first president of the Czechoslovakia, and that would be Tomáš Garrigue Masaryk, and the posters here. Don't be afraid, don't lie, don't steal, is what it says. Also, there's this is Hradčanské náměstí, and there's a great restaurant that we showed you multiple times with Honza, and I will go through it in a minute. One of the things I love here on the square is the lamp. So I will very briefly show it to you. I'm gonna do like a loop here. This will take a solid half an hour. So if you're bored already, I'm sorry, but I'll do my best. So this lamp post, there's a couple of them in Prague, and believe it or not, one was actually hit by a garbage truck. As the garbage truck was backing up, they hit the lamp post and it collapsed down in the city. But this one is standing and remaining here, so you can admire its beauty, and there's more of them. There's also a Marian column here that not too many people know of. There's a new one on Old Town Square, but there's also one here on Hradčanské náměstí. Let me now, as promised, here's a National Gallery, and get a little better glimpse. We will now walk through the restaurant that I have mentioned. The restaurant is called Kitchen, and it has a beautiful terrace. So let me walk through it. Since this is a live stream, I'm just going to say that whenever I get somebody complaining about the sound or noises, I always get very nervous. But then other people are saying that it's fine. So I tend to now believe the people that are saying that it's fine, and I hope it is. I'm on the terrace of the restaurant called Kuchyň, as I mentioned. And the view here is even better than from down there. Unfortunately, I can't provide you with the smell here, but it smells delicious. Oh boy, it smells so good. All right. So here we go down. And just recently, believe it or not, this is a fun fact, new information I got. I learned something new every day in Prague. So my friend from Brno, so here's to all you viewers, if there's somebody watching from Czech Republic, Brno, the garden here was designed by my friend. And I'm not speaking about this garden, I'm talking about the garden down here. So let me take you there. I'm having a hard time walking. So this patio here was designed by her. Her name is Marika, and she was a bit disappointed with the tables here because she designed these patios on the grass, and I think they serve the purpose here, which is that you go up to the restaurant, you grab a beer, and you sit down here on the grass and sort of on the patio. You can lay on it, sit on it, stand on it, whatever. And I think it's a very gentle touch to this place, because normally people would put tables and benches here, but she designed it very well. And once again, since we're up at the castle, there is a beautiful view. Here we go. This is like a slow TV. I always hate when there's YouTube videos claiming to be live, but they're not. Well, now I can promise this one is. We are not going to Malostranské náměstí, somebody is asking. We're going to go up to New World. And we're going to walk down a bit now, because I want to show you steps by the old, and I'm not sure if it would be City Hall, but Starara. Honza saying, send an emoji flag where you're watching from. So you can obviously do that, and it can be a test if I can figure out what flag belongs to what country. Dobrý den. Můžu vás natočit? Můžu vás? I'm gonna give a 20 crown here to the guy. And prosím. So that was a bit of a musical input, and I can see all your flags, so I'm waving back at you, especially to Cohen, our Patreon. So hi there, man. Hope we're gonna grab a beer very soon, and thank you so much for supporting us. And hello to everyone else with all your lovely flags. I so far could recognize Czech flag and the Canadian flag, American flag, Netherlands, Israel, Portugal, Poland, India, Ukraine, and the Checkers flag. I guess you're the winner then. So we're walking down a bit now, and the reason for that is that we're gonna we're gonna walk up these stairs, and also I want to show you this building that my friend Adam always points out to me. I see a Greek flag now. And it's this house. Look how funny split it is because of the way to the castle. And if you take a picture from the right angle, it looks like somebody sliced the house. Check that out. So somebody took a saw and just cut the house in half. Isn't that funny? It looks like a Photoshop. All right. Now we'll take these stairs, and on the left is my favorite that I've mentioned a minute ago in a previous live stream I did to our Czech audience. And if there's somebody watching from the previous live stream, let's see if somebody can spot who this is. And I'm not going to wait for the answers because that would take some time. But it is the Saint John of Nepomuk, the guy in whose name we had the bell made. You can usually recognize him by 5 stars above his head. In this case, he doesn't have those, but you can still easily recognize him by other signs holding the cross and his dress. Saint John of Nepomuk, you guys got it. That's perfect. Let's walk up these stairs and get a bit other side of Prague, or other topic, which would be bad places, because there are 2 right here. And I want to show them to you. And also, I want to show you this, because as we go up, there's a beautiful view from these stairs. And somebody's saying that that was Peter Czech. No, it's not. If it was Peter Czech, he would have a ball. This guy has 2 balls and 5 stars. Remember that. I hope Catholics will be fine with these jokes. So, oh wow. I've already climbed up to the castle and now climbing even more. So these stairs, people usually don't take them because what they do is they just take that turn because they want to be at the castle as fast as possible. So you want to take this detour if you ever come here. And you want to climb up. But what you want to avoid are these 2 restaurants. Lucky now for, I don't know, I guess the reputation of Prague, they're shut down and closed. But they were doing no good. It was just a harmful place that were with horrible food, cheating people, and overpriced. But also charging things that you shouldn't have on your receipt. So that was not a good deal, and all they left behind is just a mess. And also a really effed up version of Trdelník. Asking about why the walls are ugly. It's funny, I'd never noticed it. That's why I like when people watch our videos, they notice things that we are immune to. So yes, these walls I was immune to. And like that. And now Zeke is chatting with you on his vlog, starting a new job for me, as I see. Every Friday walk with Janek through Prague. Of course, why not? But I also have a personal life, guys. So we're walking up the stairs. All the shops are closed. Don't get the wrong impression here that normally this would be a busy spot. This is as calm now as it is during high season when tourists are here. So this is not that unusual. This would be, there would be somebody over here and there, but it wouldn't be crowded. So that's why I'm showing you these paths to walk around. Dobrý den. I just got an offline thumbs up. All right, here we go. We got to the other side of the square that I showed you before with the lamp. I'm not sure if you're lost. I hope you're not. So I'm here. I can give you a selfie peek. Here's Janek playing with his new Osmo. And remember when I told you that there's more than just one of those lamps? Well, here's another one. So this is the old city hall, Starara. And I never fact-checked or checked if I believe it must have been an old city hall. And this was also a very bad restaurant, just as all these actually. Nowadays they have their prices dropped to like so little that it's hard to believe. But the reasons are obvious. Here we are, another beautiful lamp. I'm going to speed up a bit. I apologize for me being slow. So can you imagine how much of a hit it must have been? If you're joining later, there was one of these lamps down in the city, and a garbage truck backed up into it, and it broke right there. The one in the one in the city was a bit lower. The concrete was lower, the stone part, and it actually broke. So it's a pity, and it's been like that for a year. But you can admire the one over here, and it is a marvelous piece. I'm getting rained on a bit, but it doesn't matter. You guys don't care, you're hidden. Do you want to see the honest guide violate some laws and rules? Come on. Give me a thumbs up if you want me to break a rule in Prague. Well, let's do that. Ooh. I guess more people do it, so nobody cares. Okay, this is me being me. So you want to hear why this... So there's this sign. This is totally not Prague related. This sign means that you cannot go in, but it's a temporary sign. And if it's a temporary sign, it has to have the bottom of it red and white. So there has to be stickers on it in order for the sign to be valid So this one is not valid because it doesn't have red and white stripes at the bottom, just red stripes. This is just the most random, boring fun fact that I drop at Honza like every day. And if somebody's asking, yes, you're watching a live stream from Prague. I started at the Prague Castle, and I'm walking to the new world, which is called Nový Svět. And you'll see more of the Prague beauty. And when I say beauty, I'm definitely not talking about this street right here, because apparently it's just being fixed and reconstructed. But believe me, if you stick around for 3 more minutes, you'll see the beauty of the new world, which is a very interesting part of this part of the city that not too many people go to and know of. Ooh. Also, I'm using an Osmo. I'm learning with it. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, and I believe the quality of the picture of the shaking is very good. In other words, it's not bad. So here we go. We're approaching. Oh wow, did I just break some law? I think I did. I hope there's a person now writing to the city police saying, I just watched this guy online and he went to a no entry street and he even live streamed it on YouTube. So here's the proof. I'm trying to read the chat, but I'll read it once I stop and maybe have a coffee. So here we are approaching a church, and this church is interesting because you can only guess who is it named after. And I wish I could give you like an award or a prize, but once again, quite easy. So it's not Peter Czech, whoever that is. You can get it exactly. It's the Church of St. John of Nepomuk, and you can see him up there, a big statue. I wish I could switch to the wide angle camera to show you the entire beauty, but I can't. I'm trying to switch between showing you the good stuff and the bad stuff, and now's the bad part. I'll wait for these people to go by because I'm ashamed to talk in front of people. Yet there are 300 people watching, which is like, if I was with you in a room and I had to talk to you, my legs would be shaking, I'd be sweating. Not that I'm not now, but you can't see it. So we're approaching the Jelení Příkop. Whatever the name for it is in English, I'm the worst guide there is in Prague. It's a ditch. It's a ditch around the castle, and it used to be open to public, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. We have it on a few of our episodes of The Honest Guide. But guess what happened then? We got a new president and the people around him, and they said, something's open to public? Well, let's close it to public. And that's what they did. They're claiming it's being reconstructed, and I'll prove to you that it's not only not being reconstructed, it's being left to rust. And when I say rust, I'm actually not correct. It's being left to just grow over with weed. So the thing you're looking at is a tennis court. Dear Moat, thank you so much, Henry. Thank you very much. Henry Hansen, that's the guy you should go to for guiding around Prague. But maybe Henry doesn't know that there were tennis courts, and the tennis courts were used by the previous president because he was big into playing tennis. And then the new guy stepped in. He was like, tennis? What are you talking about? I don't play tennis. Let me show you a better glimpse of it here. Oops, sorry. So here's the Deer Moat with the beautiful tennis court, probably one of the best locations in Prague, unfortunately now left to die. So here's the sign, Jelení Příkop, and you could take a walk on these beautiful paths that would go through the entire length of it. And actually it's not a deer moat, it's a stag moat. Look at that. There we go. And it wasn't closed in 2020. It was closed more in like 2019, 2018 maybe. So we're here and you could walk through the entire length. There was a beautiful tunnel here that we have featured on our Honest Guide. And then you would exit in the other part of the city because you would walk past the entire castle. I have reached Nový Svět, New World, and I didn't know much about it. I tried to read a little bit about it, and basically it was a village attached to the Prague castle with either workers living here or with people working at the castle and with very poor people living here. And it were these tiny little houses. I'm going to show them to you now. Well, apparently Tycho de Brahe lived here. I'm not sure if he was poor. I wouldn't think so. And it is just beautiful. And once again, this is not, I mean, yes, it is empty now, but this place would be empty regardless of the pandemic situation. And once again, the houses are absolutely beautiful here. Here's a fake window. We just talked about it with Honza. YouTube algorithm suggested us a video called Fake Facades in Paris. And I told Honza I know many buildings in Prague that have fake windows. So maybe we can do a video about that. And Tycho de Brahe was Danish, all right. So here we are, walking through a quiet little street of Nový Svět, New World. Not the New World Symphony by Antonín Dvořák, but if you're curious, and since you asked, yes, the music that was playing on the moon was the New World Symphony by Antonín Dvořák. Can I do it now? No, I can't. And also this could be flagged for, misuse of music. But you're here not to look at me, but at this little street, and believe me, once we reach the end, there will be something special. Greetings to everyone around the world watching, and you can see tiny little doors to the houses. Somebody mentioning the Kavárna Nový Svět, that it's their favorite coffee place. I'm going to be passing it in a minute. But before that, I want to show you this beautiful playground, which Roman is mentioning just the second as I'm turning to it. Unfortunately closed, but here it is. Beautiful playground that I unfortunately can't show you. Good question from Deidre. Why are the houses below street level? So here's my very honest answer. I don't know. I think most of them are in the street level. It's just the doors are smaller. But if you go through Old Town in Prague, the original street level was much, much lower by meters. So you can still see in some streets, there's one I know of, where the street level is much lower. And also, just recently we were filming a video with Honza that we actually never published because we want to use it sometime else. And there was a video, it was a bit about the Old Town City Hall, that the basement of it was the original street level. And there's some amazing places there you can see. So we'll be sure to show it to you. Here we go. Another lovely tiny door to a house. These houses are much bigger, but wait till we reach the end of the street. Lucas is saying that Nový Svět, the street I'm walking through, is what made him fall in love with Prague. Here's another house sign. Must be a Beránek. And here on the right is the coffee New World Kavárna Nový Svět. Lovely coffee place with a patio in the back where you can sit. It's like walking through a village here, which it must have been back in the days. A village attached to the castle. Just lovely. Jo, pardon, dobrý den. Dobrý den. Natáčím, pardon. Já děkuji vám moc. Nashledanou. So, coffee place. I was given another offline like. I wonder what this is for. So, it says, požární automat, klíč u domovníka a strážníka. The fire automat, key available at the housekeeper or the guard. So I guess there would be a hose inside, but you would first need to get the key from the housekeeper if your house was on fire. That's kind of strange. Maybe somebody can explain it in the comments, which I'd be happy for. I really am a bad guide. But, I'm walking you around. And we're reaching the romantic hotel of the New World, which will be a building on our right here at the end. Here are some old street signs. So you can see the new one, the red one, and must have been German one below that. And here's the romantic hotel, Uraka. Once again, this is not like a village, but more like a cottage up in the mountains somewhere with all the wood, and especially with here Škoda 1203 1203, which is an old Czech car. You rarely see it like this as a pickup truck. Normally it would be an ambulance. So that's a funny piece of car history for you here. All right. Yes, you guys like the Škoda. Let me show it to you. Požární automat z doby Rakousko-Uherská první republiky. Hořeli váš dům, v klidu jste se doběhli k domovníkovi nebo strážníkovi, který šel odhadit se. So, we got the explanation of the fire automat. When your house is on fire, was on fire, somebody just wrote it in the comments, I forgot your name and I got it, Tapček. So apparently when your house was on fire, you went to the housekeeper and he said, hey, can I get a key from the house? Because the house is on fire. And be like, oh, let me find the key. Well, I'm making this up now, but it was funny that you would have to go to get the key. Obviously nowadays you usually break a glass where there's a key next to it, so you can access it right away. The tour of the New World, I was just going to say Little World, continues as we climb up to yet another building, maybe the last one I will show you. Look at these balconies. This is just amazing. I wish I could switch to the wide angle camera. All right. So just recently I was checking out this wall that's falling down and is being held by these sticks. And I actually took a glimpse because I was wondering what's behind this door that says do not enter. And believe it or not, it's just garbage. So that's not the best sight. But once again, I'm showing you the good stuff and the bad stuff. So if you were curious what's behind the wall of one of the houses in the New World, this is what it is. And here's me being me again, because guess what statue I'm about to show you now? And it's not Peter Czech, if that person is still watching. It's once again the St. John of Nepomuk, the little version. If there's Czech people watching, this is the Jirka Krytinář version of St. John of Nepomuk. Let me show you him. Oh, sorry guys. Here we go. So, once again, holding the cross with Jesus. Damn it, not Peter Czech. I love you, man. Little John, that's exactly, isn't that some famous rapper, Lil Jon? I don't know. So that was St. John of Nepomuk. I believe not the last one we're going to see now. And I'm once again climbing up the hill. Here's the street Na Náspu, which somebody was mentioning, which I've never been to. And that's why I love Prague, because there are streets of, oh, look at those stairs there. Help the sound here a bit. Here we go. But we're going through the street Černínska because there's a Černín Palace. I hope the sound is good. I just helped it a little here. So, Kerblaw is asking if there are actually any statues of Peter Czech in Prague. And I hate to disappoint you, but I don't think there are, even though he is probably the most famous Czech because he is Czech. And he's a famous football player. Whenever I say soccer, Europeans get mad at me. Of course. I love how you guys already know what I'm going to show you. Like, you know Prague well. People usually ask me what kind of people watch our channel. And I usually say, well, people coming to Prague. But it looks like you guys, this is a gathering of tour guides here. So I guess the live stream is on for 30 minutes now, that's correct. So this is the Prague Loreta, Loretánské náměstí, but I'm not here for that, because I don't know much about it. Shame, huh? But I want to show you the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I'm losing my breath here. It's hard to talk for that long. So is there a statue of St. John of Nepomuk here? This has turned into a walk of the statues of St. John of Nepomuk. And I believe I see him. Is that him? I don't think so. Or it's a version of him with a longer skirt. All right, now in Czech we would say baborať. Grandma help me out. No, that's not St. John of Nepomuk, no. I hope not. If yes, I'm doomed. All right, let's take these stairs, as I never walked on them. Are they getting narrower at the end? Maybe. Here we go. The reason I'm limping and I'm breathing so heavily is because on Monday, we ran with Honza all the Prague bridges, all 16 that you're able to cross across the river. And on Sunday there will be a new video. I've seen it already. It's amazing. Honza did an absolutely amazing job. There's an English and Czech version, so I'm very much looking forward to your reactions to it. And here we are. Here is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is Černínský palác. And I was lucky enough to be there this week. Was it Tuesday? I believe so. And the minister awarded us with an award, a title that we are the ambassadors of goodwill of our country. And speaking of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, check out that parking lot. I mean, holy smokes! This is like Walmart, but a cool looking Walmart. So I don't think it's a good idea to put up parking lots in front of beautiful buildings, because then you can't really take the picture. Kristina is writing here in Czech that Loreta, which is right behind me, has a new, now what's the word for zvonkohra? A play of bells right there. So I guess I have to look up when the bells are ringing in a melody. It's I really don't know what the word for zvonkohra is. I'm sorry, my English not well as usual. But here we are. Walmart in America 10 times larger. I know, but you gotta reacting to somebody saying that this is not as big as a Walmart parking lot, but also Walmart is not as old as this building and not as beautiful. So compared to the beauty oldness ratio, there's too many cars. I hope you get my point. And here we come to a lovely pub that we never showed you. And since this is the 35th minute of our live stream, I believe I can show it to you now, because everybody who would be, not a nice person would not stick around for such a long time. So this is Pivnice u Černého vola. And Caroline, thank you so much. Caroline. But back to the pub. Pivnice u Černého vola is one of the legendary pubs in Prague that we didn't show you, or we didn't show to our viewers, because it does have its amazing atmosphere, and we didn't want to ruin it or spoil it with too many people coming in. Now it's closed, obviously, and guess what, Honzik, or if somebody's still watching, fake windows once again. Somebody wrote in the comments, and I'm not sure if that's true, that windows were bricked out when somebody died. I doubt it. In this case, this is just that the house inside was built in a way that there had to be a wall, so they faked the windows. This is a pedestrian zone, by the way, and if you're in a pedestrian zone, no cars are allowed to go through, and also you are free to roam anywhere. That's why there's no crosswalks. You have the right in front of a car. I hope I'm entirely correct here, but yes, there are no crosswalks for sure. There's one behind me, which is the first one. It's actually in the pedestrian zone. Now that totally ruins my theory here. Okay, well, I better shut up before somebody gets hit by a car in a pedestrian zone and then sues me. Here are voluntary firefighters of Prague 1, and they have their huge water tank here behind this wall. There's a kid looking there right now, and I will show you a glimpse of the tank that should be filled with water now, and you will be able to see it. And it's actually frozen? Wasn't it like 10 degrees yesterday? Oops. Focus, focus, there. Good, thank you. I kid you not, that guy looked like Peter Czech. I guess that's the thing when somebody talks about something, you then, hope it will show up. I'm gonna take the very last steps, or stairs if you will, and those are these here. Oops, oopsie daisy. And these steps, we ran these with Honza. These will connect us to the street next to Pečínské sady, sort of. And if you run fast enough, or if you step hard enough, they should make a sound. So let's see if you can hear it. Oh, my leg hurts. Sorry, one more try. So these steps, if you step hard on them, jak se řekne dupat anglicky? If you dupat, they will make a sound like zvonkohra. So listen up. Nothing here. Stump, thank you, because it's the band Stump. Well, I'm not sure if that worked out, but that's what my friend Ondřej told me that they should do. And when I showed it to Honza, he was absolutely disappointed, and he said, it makes no sound at all, or at least the camera's not picking it up. So we scratched that idea in the video, and we didn't show it nor do it. Oops, easy, sorry. And here we come up to Betsy Hill, which is the one finishing there with the Betsy lookout tower. What's going to happen if I put the Osmo on a narrow surface? Oop, it's going to fall. So Betsy Gardens, and there on the left, we can see the building. Is that? Yes, that's the hospital where I was actually staying for a month with my appendix when it was taken out. And yes, this is Uvos, which is the following of Nerudova. Yeah, that's Nerudova. I'm such a horrible guide. But since you're still watching, I will take you to one more street that I want to show you here. And I'm walking past the Swedish Embassy here. It's right over there. There's many embassies around here. I'll show you a bit more. Dobrý den. That was Russian. I wasn't sure if that was swearing or... I walk around Prague a lot, and people do talk to me a lot. Yesterday somebody patted me on the shoulder, and I think it was ironical. And sometimes it's not the best when people just walk by you and say something and you don't know what it was. Maybe he just said, stupid YouTuber. So, oh boy, walking up the hill sucks. Did I already tell you that? A million times. So Swedish Embassy, let me show you that. Right there. With Břevnovský? No, oh, whatever. Pečín Tower, I'll talk about that. Gosh. Oops. Stravský klášter, yes. Břevnov is somewhere else. So here we go. And once again, this sidewalk, this park is always empty. There's nobody ever here. So I'm not showing you something unique in terms of the pandemic, but I'm showing you something unique for the mass tourism. There was a huge fight here, believe it or not, regarding this wall, because they wanted to make another entrance in this wall further down there. It used to be there historically, but the locals living here said, we don't want it here because too many tourists will come to this park and it will be destroyed. And they were successful in banning it. They were asking me to help them to stop the construction of the hole in the wall. And I said, look, I don't have an opinion of that. And they really didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that I didn't have an opinion. And here's a lovely view. Salt here says he's been watching us from 216. I can't believe that. Are we repeating ourselves, man? I hope we're not. So as I mentioned, the hospital, umilosrdných sester, and I spent a month there when I was a kid. And I woke up in the not emergency room, but intensive care unit because they screwed up the surgery. I was like 12. But this is the view I had from that room. So you can imagine the healing process is much faster when you're staying in a hospital like this. Look, I know the live stream is long now, but at the end, there's going to be a free beer. There's not going to be free beer, but don't tell the people looking the other way, okay? Wouldn't this be awesome if you could have two separate audiences, one for the front camera and one for the rear camera? So as I said, free beer is coming up at the end of the walk. And once again, this place would be as empty as it is now. Oh, look, storage of Prague benches. I don't know if you ever noticed, but the benches have these little dragons or snakes instead of, like feet. The Betsy Lookout Tower was built very shortly after the Eiffel Tower, and it is sort of a replica. The club of the Czech tourists saw it at the expo in Paris, and they said, we love it, that's amazing. We want to build it in Prague. Imagining nowadays if somebody would want to build a tower this size, that would take a lot of discussion. Everybody would put their opinion in, and Facebook would probably explode with comments. Well, back then it wasn't that hard. They found a spot here on the hill and they built it. And the fun fact that we also mentioned in our book is that the tower, the very top, is in a higher altitude than the Eiffel Tower, because Prague in general is higher up on the hill, and especially the Betsy Tower is higher up on the hill. Now I have a minute to actually focus on the comments. So if there is something you want to ask, I'll be glad to try to answer your question, even though if you're on your computer, Google is just a step away, and he is probably smarter than I am. Also, many people were mentioning trams, that I should get on a tram. Well, a person like me, I would never be able to go on a tram and talk into the camera. If the tram was empty, I would do it, but not under these circumstances. What do I think of Vienna? I don't know. It's funny that it's a Western city, but it's more east than Prague. It's eastern than Prague. Can you take a pivo beer on a tram? You can't. It's not allowed, especially now, but even before it wasn't. Can you make a video about Becínská věž? We already did. We did mention the Betsy Lookout Tower in our video multiple times. If we've ever been to Russia, we have. Me and Honza have been to Moscow, and by accident we booked the tickets when there was the World Cup finals, or World Cup in soccer, football. If we can do a video about geocaching, I'm not a big fan of that, or not in a way that I wouldn't like it, but I don't know much about it, so I never thought about doing it. I'm sorry, one more fun fact. This is what it looks like here. Pretty hideous. They wanted to build some toilets here for public because there are none. And I actually saw the designs and it didn't look bad, but this looks kind of weird. Whoa, what was that? Will you show us a nice lustre? A chandelier? I will not. The foreign viewers wouldn't get the joke with the chandelier. It's just a joke that works between Aš and Ostrava. And here you go. So we did a bit of a walk. Look at that. We walked from there all the way back, oops, and here, only proving that you can really do a nice walk. Rafael Santos, when will you come to Lisbon? And I believe, Rafael, you are the tram driver I follow now in Lisbon on Instagram. I hope I will go to Lisbon soon, but before I do so, I gotta hook you up with all the Prague tram drivers, because I think we can do some chat among you guys, because it would be really cool to listen to a Lisbon tram driver and a Prague tram driver rant about what their issues are. Oh, there's cops going really fast. What you gonna do when they come for you? I don't know, I'm just gonna sit and cry. And the Church of St. Nicholas is showing up. And more questions regarding Portugal. Yes, I read your book in Lisbon, so it's, yeah, I just recently, oops, sorry. Cops giving me a thumbs up, good. That means they're maybe not arresting me. So back to Lisbon and Prague tram drivers, I believe that would be an interesting conversation. And Lisbon is a city where I was only for a day, but I'm very much looking forward to go back. Stream with the tram drivers all over the world, that would be awesome. And I'm actually friends with a lot of, or a couple of Prague tram drivers, because we just recently made a video with them, or with their footage, so we can maybe do more. I was going to mention this, but I'm not. Question regarding if I would visit any country. I don't want to say those are pointless, but I want to visit many places, but the current situation doesn't allow me much, so I'm looking forward to when I will be able to travel, as well as Honza and our friends. Ahoy! And as you can see, still working. Oh. I don't know who it was. Don't tell on me. If she sees this video, she's gonna be mad. You didn't recognize me. And she didn't have a face mask, so I can, say that. Vlašská is the name of the street here. I was struggling a bit with it, but further down it's Tržiště, and that's where embassies are. And there's one last thing I want to show you. Many questions that come up here, like video about Pilsen, and videos about this and that. We have done many videos, and all you got to do is type in YouTube. You can type in Pilsen Honest Guide and the video will come up, and we have made a video about Pilsen, so you can look it up. That's not St. John of Nepomuk, that's Svatý Sebastian. But where is he? There he is. He's got the arrows in him. And here's the hospital I was in that I talked about. I guess this is now more of a personal vlog than a Prague vlog, but there's a terrace I used to sit on with a lovely view. Here's an interesting story about the German embassy that is here, and back in 1989, and now correct me if I'm wrong, when Germany, now what's the story, Janek? Come on. Well, the point was, so story with the German embassy. Germans living in Prague wanting to escape, East Germans wanting to escape to West Germany. I get it right now. They would come here to the embassy. They would park their Trabants and their cars, and they would just climb over the wall. And I remember seeing this famous picture of all the Trabis, which is this Duroplast car, and they were just parked all over the street here, and they were camping out in the embassy, and then the embassy would have to let them in to go to Western Germany. That was the story, and I thought somebody was posting some video about it. I'm not sure if we ever mentioned it. So that's the German embassy, and further down is the U.S. embassy. I was once at the U.S. embassy, and what struck me the most is that embassies have how to put it. There's a lot of cops going around here, considering there's nobody here. Embassies have the inside set up as if it was their country. So in the U.S. embassy, everything, the doorknobs were American, the light switches were American, almost everything. It was like being inside of U.S. Somebody donated us. Thank you so much. And Michael Andersen, thanks, man. You didn't write any question that I could read, so I'm not going to read. But thank you very much. If you do want to support us, you can do so through Patreon, which we're thankful for. I love this house when it grows all green in the summer. And once again, let's show the nice and the ugly. And the ugly would be another square that is just turned into a parking lot. And especially these squares in front of embassies, which are, you know, all these cones and signs. So you get a look at the beautiful embassy, but once your eyes go somewhere else, suddenly it's a strange sort of a mess. Here we go. Here's Umagistra Kelly, and it was a restaurant that is shut down. Didn't survive COVID. That's a pity. That's a pity. I like walking through these streets, even when there's no pandemic, because when you walk here and you meet someone, I usually say Dobrý den, hello, because you run into so little people, very few people, that you just greet them. Like if you would be walking in a village and you would meet someone, you say hello. But once you walk in the street where there's too many people, you don't do that. If you walk in a forest and somebody walks towards you, you say hello. But if you're, on a busy street, you don't. You would be saying hello all the time. So, I'm again taking turns here in the little streets. And it's very nice of you that somebody's saying that I should get a beer. Unfortunately, that would be not allowed at the moment, as I guess just the fact that I'm on the street is illegal because there's curfew and there's only I guess I'm working now. So yeah, if a cop is watching, I'm working, but like 7 cops went by. This is just a nice city. All right, there's Nerudova, there's Tržiště. I'll take you through one more street and I'll finish it there. Let me show you this. Look at that. A guy's having a race. One on the steps and one on the platform. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Bets are closing now. I guess the kid on the ramp won. These streets, even though they lead to the castle, they're always deserted, and there's not too many businesses around, unlike on the main path. But the few that are here are usually very good, like the restaurant that I showed that was closed. And oh, there's a guy backing up into me. But I wanted to, give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Sorry for these long delays, but if you just have me on sound and when then I say something that you want to see, that's what I would do. I would flip to the image, be like, oh, what is he talking about? I want to see that. So here we go. One of the narrowest streets I know in Prague. And dobrý den. And the reason I know this street is because my doctor has an office here. Oops, I'm going to get run over by a car. And you'll see how narrow the street is. It just fits a car. And it's funny that in this kind of street, you suddenly knock on a door and you enter a regular doctor's office that looks like from the 70s. So my doctor, Mirka, is always treating me here when I have some trouble or when I need to, get something. And here's her office. So inside is just a regular doctor's office as you would imagine it, but in this loveliest street. The problem is that when I go to see her and I'm sick and I want to drive a car here, it is impossible, obviously, to park in this street, and it is tricky to even find a parking spot nearby. And also, fun fact, if you want to come to this area by car, you got to get searched by the police because there's cops over there. You know why the cops are called cops? Because they have copper badges. Just a tiny fun fact drop for you. And there's cops searching every car because there's the US Embassy. And we're going to finish there. I will show you the embassy. We once had a speech there with Honza. We were approached by somebody from the embassy and they said, would you like to talk about the honest guide in front of our employees? And I said, that'd be awesome. And we got into the building and I said, this is my first time giving a speech at the US Embassy. And the guy said, we're actually next door. We're not at the US Embassy. This is the Irish consulate. I was like, oh, big disappointment. So if there's any Americans watching, here's the embassy. And here, once again, the old street sign. Vrchová ulice. See, I wouldn't even know what the name of the... Yeah, because it's not Vrchová, now it's Břetislavova. All confused now. And that's it. I will step aside here because there's somebody watching me from the embassy, which makes me nervous. There's cops everywhere. Right. So that was our walk through Prague. It was an hour. Oh boy. Let us know if you would want these walks on Fridays. I can think of other places where we can walk. I can go out of the city. I can go into the city. I can take a tram. So we can discuss. And so we don't end on something good. We're going to end on something bad. I mean, look at the construction here. What the heck? Problem with other parts of Prague is I may know not much about them, but maybe I can find a person that would be able to guide us through. So thank you once again. I saw there were many moderators moderating. Thank you guys for doing that. And please watch the Sunday video where we crossed all the bridges in Prague. And thanks to Alza for giving us the Osmo and some other gears to do live streams. Ahoy! Thank you very much. How do I end this? Oh no, this is embarrassing. Oh, here.